Hi, doing day 100. So I've reached my 100 vlog mark, where I've done 100 vlogs correlating with my blogs, writing, self-forgiveness, self-corrective writing, or self-corrective statements, and thus making videos to correlate with the point that I walked in the forgiveness. So this day 100 point was fear of abuse. And within me, I have allowed myself to go into fear and submit to fear based on seeing myself as weak and, well, believing ideas, thoughts, accumulating energy based on thoughts of I'm not good, I'm not worthy, I'm weak, I'm not smart, I'm not this, I'm not that. And I've set myself up in such a way where I have a polarity playing out where I have this perfection point and then the opposite of survival. So I have a point within my head that I'm looking at, aiming towards, that's unreachable because perfection in my head is not real. So I've sabotaged myself for a long time in my mind because I have feared facing my past, facing the abuse, facing who I am with being abused, and thus facing myself as an abuser as well, because the abused are either have been the abusers or they will turn into the abusers, because that's how it plays out, and that's how it played out in my life. So I've used this point of, blame and blaming people for the abuse that I've faced and gone through, and thus I don't abuse people outright, like physically abuse them, but in my mind I abuse them and I diminish them, and I've created quite a mind fuck up in my head because I have existed so much in my mind, created myself so much in my mind, that I have a lot to walk through in terms of fears, like submitting to fear, submitting to fearful situations that I go into. And so it's a constant point of application in the physical to stop the thoughts and walk through my fears, because the only way you face your fears is the only way you overcome fears is if you face it. So, and also, writing out the fear and writing out memories that are attached to the fears, and pictures that are attached, and thoughts that are attached, and going into situations and seeing why I am fearful. What is the trigger points that are creating this fear within me? So then I can take it back to writing and write it out and, correct the point. Otherwise, it's just going to continue, and I'm going to continue to not be able to stand. And what I'm here to do is stand up for life, so if I can't stand, I won't be effective at all. If I live in fear and fear what's going to happen to me, fear abuse, I won't be effective. So I'm at the farm here, and I've gotten a lot of support through the people here to see different ways of going about walking through fear and using the Desteni tools, Desteni Eye process. It walks through all the tools that you can use to walk through your fears, face your fears, and overcome fears. Because again, fears aren't real. They're made up in the mind, and if you look at it practically, they don't have any benefit to anyone. They're just based on thinking and humans, just accepting it to continue and accumulate, and now we've become a world of fear. When we can change this through walking practicality, through walking common sense, and seeing that we don't have to fear each other, we don't have to fear this world. We can create systems that create, security and, support everyone through the equal money system that's already been put out. It's all there, and we don't have to fear each other because we're the same. So, fear is useless in a sense, although it is a point to walk through. It's not something you can just say, oh, it's useless, and forget about it. It's got to be walked through and faced and stopped. So realizing that fear of abuse is pointless if I stand up and don't allow abuse, and don't allow to be abused, and don't abuse others in thought, word, or deed. Become a person who stands here in self-honesty and as life, and supports all as myself, and walks what has to be walked to walk through fear and become a being that's real here, and supporting what's best for all, walking that into being. Alright, so fear is not useful. So walk through the fear. Let's face our fears, and let's stop them, because it's no way to live. Okay, thanks.